Hello YouTube, Liverpool Fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki Man Si. We are back live. This is the pre-match preview of Liverpool versus Leicester, and I can't wait. Look, Arsenal have absolutely smashed Ipswich 4-0. I can't believe they actually did such a full strength lineup. Now this is a rather late kickoff for me. It's going to be a 12:30 a.m. kickoff. It's already Monday, but this is Easter holidays, right? And I get UK bank holidays, so all good. Court Green, good morning from Venezuela. Fantastic. Love to see you, Lee Wizkid as well. Safe, bruv. Respect, much respect. This is going to be a fun match because Leicester definitely are not the most defensively solid as well. And they don't pose too much attacking threat as well. Camille Raja, great to see you, my man. I really am looking forward to this one. Now, the lineup, I think, really says a lot about what Liverpool are looking to do in preparation for next season. Lucas Wynn, hello there, my friend. Germany representing. Obviously, we've got a German connection. We had Emre Can over to Jurgen Klopp. I'm hoping we do get some more Germans in the lineup in the near future. We need that professionalism and that stoicism as well. This is Gelato PK Mario's finest. It's ever so slightly chilly, so I'm representing the Gelato PK Celeb do as well with the Lucky Stars Invincibility cloak on. Yeah, as I mentioned, this lineup is super interesting, right? So this is the most attacking offensive fullbacks in terms of being total ballers and joining in to the game. Tsimikas and Bradley. This is what I want to see. Eugene, my man, hello to you too. Great to see you. This is what I want to see. I want to see Bradley and Tsimikas until the end of the season because Bradley is going to be the dominant force next season, overlapping and underlapping. Have you noticed in recent weeks, Arne Slot has had players feed Bradley in on the underlap inside of Mo Salah to drive into the box because Bradley is the total footballer of your dreams. And Tsimikas sits in that line of six with deep delivery and deep crosses as well. Not as crisp as it used to be. Interesting. I don't know. Don't know what to say. Don't know, bro. Let's put that closer. Let's put that closer to my mouth. Does that resolve anything? Hopefully that is better for you. But we're going to do the pre-match preview here. And then we're going to jump over to Big Up 5 minutes before kickoff so I can actually utilize the tactics board and the live clips and show you how things happen on the big screen as well. So Diaz, Lucho Diaz up top in front of Darwin Núñez, in front of Diogo Jota. That doesn't spell good things. I know Darwin Núñez has been sick and I know Diogo Jota has been massively off form. But when you have a false 9, a winger, a false 11 alongside Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah, I've never seen this front three particularly click. And when you're against Leicester City, right, with Connor Cody in between the lines and Ndidi, Davidi as well, when you don't play a Darwin Núñez in that regard, I don't think it spells good things for his future. And I know he was ill as well. Yeah, Lee, it's unbelievable. Szoboszlai has been super important in our Premier League win this season. And Arne Slot clearly loves him, right? He is our number 8. What Szoboszlai offers is an extra man in all phases of the transition. Now, he doesn't look particularly clever on the ball at the moment, and I don't know why. It could be tactical. But in the transition, he's always a spare man in the line of 6, in the line of 8, and the line of 10 as well. He'll be the extra wide player, overlapping Mo Salah on the outside if Mo Salah wants to cut inside. He'll cover for Conor Bradley if Conor Bradley wants to push up as well. He will always be in the right phase of play. Whether we're congested, he'll sit in front of our defence. When we're trying to break out passing lanes in midfield, he'll be on the diamond, on the right or at the top of it. When we're attacking the final third as well, he'll pop up on the wing and he'll pop up as a late run in the box. He is the extra man, and sometimes you just need the presence there in the right places in order to dominate the game. So yeah, I don't know why they're slagging Szoboszlai off. He's a major part of our Premier League victory to come. Camille, this is an interesting one with, yeah, exactly, against Leverkusen, right? Against Leverkusen, he started at the 9, but he was more productive in the left-hand position, the left wing position. But what you get with Luis Diaz, right, is a similar kind of effect to Dominic Szoboszlai. So it seems as though Arne Slot wants to open up Leicester with movement. Now, Luis Diaz can pick up pockets and space all within the front line, as can Szoboszlai in the midfield, which means that we're going to try to unnerve their shape. We're going to try to manoeuvre Leicester around the pitch and try to open them up. And if you look at Leicester's lineup, they are fairly defensive for this fixture. Look, they are at home as well, but I don't think they're going to be opening up very easily. Soumare and Ndidi will be tight locked in the 6th position. El Khanous, even though he's behind Jamie Vardy, he'll drop in as well. So you've almost got a flat 3 in the midfield. The corner of Reed will try to do something out wide well. Mavid Davidi, he will try to pluck in and around as well, but he'll tuck into midfield. So it's Jamie Vardy, ultimately, a lone striker trying to pluck away. And we've got the 2 of the paciest centre-backs in world football trying, he's going to try to beat Konate and Van Dijk. It's not going to be easy for him. It's going to be a late one for sure, Rubes. You're absolutely right. It's 12:30 kickoff for me. But all good. I'm going to enjoy a fantastic weekend of football. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are watching along. Bottle of back as well. So I'm going to need a favour from you guys, right? It's a 12:30 kickoff for me. I'm going to do the live preview here on YouTube, but then I'm going to switch over to Big Up, because on Big Up I get a live tactical board, a tactical screen where I can draw the arrows and the pictures as well. So if you haven't already, I'm going to plonk a link into this chat and stick it, because on Big Up I get this tactics board and everything is really good. And also I need 25 concurrent viewers to enable the features, to keep the features going. So I'm going to plonk the link here, but I'm only going to switch 5 minutes before kickoff, okay? So I'm going to do the stream here, the preview here, and then we're going to jump on there. So I'm just going to paste it in the chat now. I don't know why. Why is it tinny? I'm going to turn off the mic and turn it back on in case. I wonder why. Turn it off, turn it on. I'm going to sticky that message as well, but we're going to hang on here in the YouTube preview for now and jump over to Big Up 5 minutes before kickoff. But isn't it amazing? The scores, right? Chelsea coming back into it is actually being a good thing, for the fact that now Manchester City is squeaky bum time for them, whether they can squeeze in top 5. Nottingham Forest have a game in hand. Aston Villa are thereabouts as well. Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa are vying for the Champions League places, and it's going to be such a fight to the finish. And did you see that Wolves free kick against Sarabia, against Man United? Man United, they need some of these invincibility stars from the Mario, right? Representing the Gelato PK celebrities finest. I ain't no celebrity, but it's all good. I love my comfort. It's cold, it's chilly, it's past midnight. Yeah. So you can still hear me when I turn off my mic. That's interesting. Have I got the wrong mic? Have I got the wrong mic on? Let's have a look. Sure, mic, ducks. I don't know. Oh, let me mute that one. Let me mute that one. Is this better? Is this better? Because for some reason I had dual mics. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Let me know in the comments below. So, yes, that was it. I had 2 mics on. So what I reckon we will see today, right, is Szoboszlai. The reason Szoboszlai and Diaz are starting is because Leicester will be a tight-knit unit, a 5 in midfield, right, with Jamie Vardy, this lone striker, running there or thereabouts, which means that Szoboszlai's movement from the defence to the midfield to the strikers needs to open up Leicester with movement. I anticipate we're not going to do the classic Van Dijk, Konate, wait for a long ball ping. We're going to try to manoeuvre them out of position and wait for Lucho Diaz to break the 9 to allow Gakpo and Salah in from the diagonals. You're right, Susan. It's going to be great to see Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley and Kostas Tsimikas, for me, should be the first choice fullback pairing for the rest of the season, because they are elite and they are dynamite. Conor Bradley, I suspect he will go into the Mo Salah inside forward position, because if you've seen in the last few weeks, rather than Conor Bradley going around the outside, Arne Slot is trusting him to penetrate through the line that Gravenberch usually penetrates. And it's super interesting that Conor Bradley is trusted in inside forward position, because of the fact that when you see Conor Bradley penetrate the penalty area, he actually is more direct and gets a yard of space and gets a shot and cross away. Conor Bradley has been a creative playmaking fullback, of which we haven't seen since a Cicinho, since a Dani Alves, because Trent hangs lower back in the right back quadrant, right, in that space between right midfield and right back, and dominates from there. Whereas Conor Bradley in inside forward position is playmaking like a monster. Do not underestimate Conor Bradley's game intelligence as a total footballer. So I'm delighted to see him fit. Chiesa, I don't think this rings good for Chiesa's future. Now, against Leicester, where you think that a sharpshooter like Chiesa, if you have an opportunity to play a Nunes and a Chiesa, and Chiesa can't even make the squad, it doesn't look good for his future. Unless he's ill, unless he's caught the sickness bug, because Darwin Nunes has been sick, right? Which is why he hasn't started as well. Absolutely, Tim. Arsenal play Palace in a rescheduled match. If they lose against Palace, then we beat Leicester. They cannot mathematically catch us anymore, which means we get the guard of honour, right? I want to say lap of honour. I want them to do a whole lap around Chelsea. But we get the guard of honour from Chelsea. And that's where Wataru Man Mountain Endo gets lavish with praise. Lavia and Caicedo will be like, we're not worthy, Endo-san. Endo-san, well done, well done. You were the chosen one for the 6. Imagine, right? Lavia and Caicedo clapping like seals. Like, Endo, Endo, Endo. That would be amazing. Brazy, you're right. It's a bit chilly here in Miyazaki, Japan. It is 10 past midnight. It's officially Monday. And this is Gelato PK. This Gelato PK is a really nice brand, by the way. They model order clothes of gelato and souffle. It's so fluffy. I'm like a cloud. But this is the Mario collaboration. I did the other Mario collaboration last time, right? With all the choco blocks and all that kind of thing. Yeah, gonna be fun. 14 million right wing backup is not bad at all, and he's got financial resale value for the fact that Italian teams will gobble him up because he's only what 27 years old, European Cup winner, the man of the match in the final, I believe. He was also the best player in that Italian team. AC Milan, Juventus would happily pay 20 million. We can make a profit on him. The ones I think are in particular trouble, right? The ones I think are in particular trouble for next season are Darwin Nunes, because I think we should keep him as a third choice striker, but I think he's had enough with that love-hate double-edged sword relationship with some of the fans, especially online. And also, he's not guaranteed first choice. He's got a high ceiling, but right now we don't have the playmaker and inside forwards to facilitate Darwin Nunes getting repeating chances, which is why I don't think a Victor Gyökeres will come, because he's of the type as well that needs to be funneled the ball again and again like an Erling Haaland. What do I think of Slot moving towards an inverted left back? Yeah, absolutely. That is why Tsimikas is playing right now, right? He's not going to be playing because he's the third centre back in the back three. Tsimikas will sit alongside Gravenberch and McAllister as a free in front of the 2 at the back. So it's going to be Konate and Van Dijk. Van Dijk is going to be forward stepping. Konate is going to be sweeping in recent weeks. Tsimikas will sit next to Gravenberch and McAllister because Tsimikas is much better in the rondos and much better as a ball playing player than Robertson, who needs to go around the outside and needs space, right? Robertson isn't going to penetrate you unless it's with acceleration and pace, which really suited the Jurgen Klopp system. But he struggles in that defensive midfield position. So Tsimikas will be the extra man in that base, and that's where Jarell Hato comes in as well, because he's comfortable on the left side of a 3 and a centre back. But Jarell Hato is also very technical, being Dutch, coming from the Ajax Academy, Total Football. I wouldn't be surprised, and if you watched my stream on Big Up in the last one, I wouldn't be surprised if Jarell Hato and Milos Kerkez comes in for Andy Robertson and Tsimikas. I wouldn't be surprised if Tsimikas and Andy Robertson go out, because if Slot is ruthless with his transfers, Robertson's on the decline. He's good enough to be a second choice, but the problem with Robertson is his wage. He's on 120, 130, 140. Coyote, right? I signed Coyote on Football Manager, right? Michael Coyote, Fiorentina, over to Brentford. He's good, high potential, but I think it's early days with him. He could be immense, but I still think he's behind someone like Tino Livramento, right? He could be hot, he could be cold, like a Tarek Lamptey. High potential, but you haven't really seen him in a team that's expected to dominate possession, to really bust a gut forward and get back as well on the transition. So he's an interesting prospect, but I don't actually think that we will sign a right back. Now, it might be controversial, even if Trent stays, I don't think we will sign a right back for the fact that Connor Bradley, injury problems growing into his body like Gerrard, he's going to be our first choice. Without a doubt, he's going to be first choice. Even if Trent Alexander-Arnold stays, which I think there's a bigger likelihood, a bigger chance now, I still think Connor Bradley might get more starts than Alexander-Arnold, because Connor Bradley is just that damn good. In the absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez is second choice right back. Calvin Ramsey, his future is up in the air. Jarell Quansah is trusted more at right back than at centre back, which is interesting. Wataru Endo actually is better at centre back than Quansah at the moment. For someone so big and so broad-shouldered, Kwanzaa isn't as dominant in the air as he should be. He's got good pace, but his acceleration needs work. But he's actually decent at carrying the ball with ball confidence. So he might be moulded into that right back, centre back hybrid. But that's why I think Wataru Endo will stay, because Wataru Endo, as a coveted emergency centre back, half back, and defensive midfield destroyer, a closer, is really effective. And you wouldn't get much money for him at 10 million thereabouts. And you want that professional Asian Milner in your squad as well. I think a left back in the pivot is super important. But you know what? I don't think we'll go for Medina for the fact that Kirkes is Premier League proven. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Robinson is a really, really priority target as well. It'll be between Kirkes and Robinson for the fact that Anthony Robinson is better than Milos Kirkes right now. There's no doubt about that. He's a better defender. He's faster. He's more of a goal threat. He's more technical. But Milos Kirkes is like a rabid animal and he's unlimited energy. So, exactly, Endo is the Japanese Milner right now for sure. I really think Diogo Jota, is also in trouble. I don't think we will get right back, Emil. I don't think so. Because Gomez, if we lose Gomez, then yes, we will definitely look in the market for a utility right back. But there's so many players that can cover right back. Now, if Connor Bradley is the constant and constantly playing and you trust him to overcome his injury woes, Curtis Jones has been trialled at right back to give an extra man to the midfield as well. So it seems as though I would be super, super surprised if we get a left back, right? A first choice left back and a high caliber right back for the fact that Bradley deserves his chance in there. But if you look at the rest of the field as well, Tyler Morton, I think, will go in. Now, Tyler Morton's a baller, but I don't think he's at the caliber that you need to be an outstanding game-changing player. He's neat, he's tidy, he's silky, but sixes win you games now, right? You saw the importance of Rodri. You saw the importance. Thank you so much, Will. You're absolutely right. Just to announce to everyone who is joining me on the screen, 61 concurrent viewers, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to do the pre-match preview here on YouTube, but I've pinned a link to Big Up, right? Please register on Big Up. It's free as well because it gives me a live tactics board and it gives me clips in the match. I can review the clips back and back and back and tell you exactly what happened at key moments. And I also need 25 concurrent viewers at least, and there's 61 of you here, so I hope that everyone joins. That would be fantastic. Really, really appreciated, because I need 25 concurrent viewers to keep those features on Big Up. So absolutely, Big Up is a streaming platform that actually is a rival to YouTube, but what it gives you, it doesn't have the copyright like YouTube. So on the big screen, I've got a live tactics board that I can maneuver and tell you exactly what's happening tactically on the pitch as well. But after the match, I get the live highlights, the live clips. So like Sky Sports, I can show you the actual clips and draw on the clips and show you the positioning of the players, the transitions, what happens. Whereas in YouTube, if you were to use live football clips from like Fox or NBS or Sky Sports or whatever, you get a copyright strike straight away. So Big Up, I'm going live there in, let's say, roughly 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Okay, but we're going to do the pre-match preview here. Now, Leicester are obviously absolutely penning in the midfield at the moment. And that is the reason why Szoboszlai and Lucho Diaz are starting, right? Curtis Jones could have done the role as well as Szoboszlai. Jota could have done the role. But Lucho Diaz's ability to maneuver the back line side to side and away from their positional play, because if you look at the lineup of Leicester at the moment, it's very, very obvious that they're playing contagion. They're playing for the opportunity to cover the spaces. Wout Faes and Conor Cody, Soumare and Ndidi will be a clear box at the back. El Kanous will drop back to be the extra man in midfield. Mavididi will drop back into the line of Soumare and Ndidi as well, and they're hoping for Decordova Reed to support Vardy in and around the off chances on the break. Now, we have the two best centre-backs in world football for covering on the transition in Van Dijk and Konate, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we just dominate the line shares of possession, and we're going to be playing in and around Ndidi and Soumare completely. So Szoboszlai has to have an effective game, turning on the ball and going forward, for the fact that if he keeps retreating the ball over to Salah, then his position, right, this floating 10, it's a waste, a complete waste, and he would have gone with Curtis Jones. I want to see him shoot as well, because Wout Faes and Connor Cody aren't the type to be confrontational and go up front. They're holding defenders. Which will give Szoboszlai the chance to take a touch and whack, take a shot. Lampard style, off the shins, off the knees, get your deflections. Hermansen is not the greatest long shot stopper either, right? He is a little bit flappy as well. I want to see Szoboszlai take the game by the scruff of the neck and don't leave it up to the other big name players, because he should, wearing the number 8, he should be a big game player for sure. And I want to see him do that. I absolutely want to see him unleash the Kraken. Everybody, this is going to be a fun match. You know, Nunes, I was surprised. He's not starting this particular match, because against Leicester, right, if you can cause confusion on the diagonals in between Thomas and Cody, in between Ricardo Pereira and Faes, right, then the space opens up and they get dragged out of position, and that's when Mo Salah can thrive. But the fact that Lucho Diaz is starting here really puts a doubter into Darwin Núñez's future. It puts a doubt into Diogo Jota's future, because even though Jota is clinical off the bench, you can't say that Jota is clinical this season. He just hasn't been clinical. I think if you ignore the wage and have everyone on a clean slate, if you just imagine the attributes of Darwin Núñez, then Darwin Núñez is amazing for an Arne Slot team. But the problem with Darwin Núñez is he's been so affected by the criticism and the hate online and the trolls and the social media. Yeah, I don't think all 3 will go, but I think 2 will go. Between Núñez, Diaz and Jota, I think 2 will go. Salah and Gakpo definitely stay. Sorry, I think 2 of the 4 will go, and potentially 3. Chiesa, Diaz, Núñez and Jota, I'm pretty confident 2 will go. 3 potentially could go as well. Everyone who thinks that Chiesa is definitely leaving for the fact that he hasn't been played this season, I think Arne Slot's quite clever in the way that he hasn't had to risk it for biscuit to have Chiesa in the lineup, for the fact that Chiesa has been signed for a long time. His agent and Chiesa himself have said he's super happy at Liverpool. He's a backup right wing option for Mo Salah. He's not as old as Mo Salah. He's happy to come in and really go direct for goal as well. I think you might see Mo Salah potentially limit his minutes more than he has this season. Arne Slot could be playing 4D chess in the way that now that he's sucked up to Mo Salah, not something and given him the kind of hand on the shoulder, you're playing every minute of every game. Now that he's signed a contract, Mo Salah got subbed for Endo last match very, very quickly. I think as well, Van Dijk might be rotated. If we do get a high quality second choice left centre back, Van Dijk could be rotated every now and again, but he doesn't get tired. He's a Rolls Royce, right? I do think Chiesa is secretly going to get more options and more time next season. And you're right, the AFCON is a big consideration, because you think of the players that could come in, right? Mohamed Kudus, he's off to the AFCON. Semenyo as well is off to the AFCON. When you look at other players like Anthony Gordon and Eberechi Eze, they would be here when Mo Salah goes to the AFCON, which means that you have options in the right wing alongside Chiesa, multifaceted front line. That's why I think we really go for that versatile midfielder. We go for that deep lying versatile forward who can connect the play like a Cunha or a João Pedro. I don't think we go for an unfinished product, because for everyone who's frustrated with Darwin Núñez's inability to always be clinical, right, and he can't, fit all the puzzle pieces together, then Hugo Ekitike, Benjamin Sesko are not the finished product, and they will drive you nuts, more so than Darwin Núñez, who at least has the work ethic and are running into the channels and the pace on the break. So we do lose Salah, unless Egypt don't get very far, but their team is fairly decent. They've got Marmoush, they've got Omar Marmoush as well, right? So he's a loss for Manchester City, but they've obviously got Haaland. So yeah, we really, really need the supply in and amongst the squad to carry us. Do you remember Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain carried us? He was massively on form when we lost Salah for those particular games. He played right wing, even though he's more of an attacking midfielder, right side of number 8. So never put any shade on Ox's name. He loved Liverpool and gave his all for Liverpool. Fantastic player. Frimpong would be amazing, Red Rebellion. Absolutely amazing. Because of the fact that he has the propensity to play the right wing role as well. he can play right back. Now, everyone who criticises Frimpong defensively, he can play right back if you imagine that the left back is a more defensive left back. If Frimpong plays at right back, then your Jarell Hato, who's a natural third-sided left-sided centre back, or Aminos Kerkez plays a more disciplined role, allowing Frimpong to be in the same line as Gravenberch and McAllister. Now, if that happens, then you have the added threat of pace and penetration on the right-hand side. There is no attack in world football. If Frimpong and Anthony Robinson sign, then there's no chance, absolutely no chance, that any opposition can afford to push their fullbacks high up against us, because Anthony Robinson and Frimpong around the outside would cause havoc. They are the two of the most creative, devastating, pacey players in world football, and that's caused havoc, which is why I still have a sneaky suspicion that Anthony Robinson is as big a target as Milos Kerkez. I don't think Kerkez is by far, guaranteed or nailed on first choice, even though he would be a quality signing as well. Absolutely, right wing back for Leverkusen and right wing. But Frimpong can play right back. That's the thing. He can play right back in the system because Alex Grimaldo on the left-hand side playmakes in the half space between the 6 and the 8 on the left-hand side. So when he's playmaking, Frimpong has to get back into position to drive from deep. Because Frimpong is not the type who has to stay high. He's less effective when he stays high and has a man bodied against him. He comes from deep and beats him. You're right, Rubens. Eberechi Eze, for me, would be the ideal signing because he can score a goal against the biggest of players. Now, guys, everyone here, 57 concurrent viewers, join me on Big Up. I'm going to ping the link right here, okay? We're going over to Big Up because the tactical board is immense. I'm going to start the Big Up stream now, and we're going to head on over there. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in a live match preview. Everyone, head on over to Big Up because the tactical board and you next, the live stream will be happening now. I'll put the tactics and the Liverpool squad on the page. Thank you. See you very, very soon. Click the link. See you on Big Up. Appreciated. Janet, temporarily.